Okay, so 2 days ago I was going to get my phone fixed. I was walking to the AU shop. AU is my provider. And I had to go underground from Kobe Station to Harborland. I was walking underground and they had some displays out there, just selling interesting kind of stuff. And I saw these two foreigners standing there. There was a young guy and an older woman. And the young guy was reading a Japan guidebook, and he was like, I could hear him mumbling to himself like he was pissed off. I think he was lost. And the woman was kind of looking around like, where are we? So I thought, hey, these are probably tourists. So I went up to them and I said, excuse me, do you need any help? And the guy just totally ignored me. And then the older woman, which I think was his mom, she was like, no thanks, we're okay. But she kind of gave me some cold vibes. And I said, okay, well, I live here, so if you're lost, I can help you. But they just gave me some cold vibes. And when I was talking to them, I noticed this Japanese girl behind them, and she was dressed really nice. She had some high heels, nice clothes, looked very nice, and beautiful black hair, which I like. And I saw her sit down on this bench, and she just kind of put her head into her hands like this, like she was just having an awful day. And I noticed that her face was kind of small and she had kind of drooping eyes like this, and it was something, she had some kind of syndrome. And but I mean, I thought she was kind of cute, in her own way. But I didn't want to go up to her because she had probably seen me talking to these two foreigners, and maybe she thought I was like a scout or something, and I didn't want to give her the wrong impression. So I just went on to the AU shop, and I got my phone situation taken care of. Then I was coming back to go to my motorcycle to go back home, and I saw her. She was still sitting there, and she just looked so disheartened, and she was just having a bad day. And I wasn't having a bad day, but a lot of things going on in my life lately where I felt down. And if I see somebody feeling down, I want to try to pick them up. And so I went up to her. And she still had her face in her hands, and she was kind of shutting herself out from everybody. And I went up to her and I said, excuse me, I said, are you okay? And she just looked at me. She looked up at me, and I said, would you like to go on a walk? And she just went like this. She put her hand out and she went like this. And in Japan, people often do this gesture, and it doesn't mean hello. It's kind of a gesture that annoys me, actually, but what it means is go away, or I'm not interested, or be gone, or it's a negative gesture. So I just left, and I went back to my motorcycle. I drove home, and I was thinking, I wonder what was the situation with that girl, because her face was looking a little different, and I've seen that kind of that kind of thing before. So I looked it up on the internet, and it's something called Treacher-Collins syndrome. And I was reading about it on Wikipedia, and it said that a lot of people with Treacher-Collins syndrome can't hear. They can't hear at all, or they have very poor hearing. So I'm wondering if maybe she didn't understand what I was saying. Or it could have just been she didn't want a big old gaijin in her face. But either way, I tried.